Hi guys, my name is Rachel Anderley, and I wanted to start it off with apologizing for how I may sound as I am currently sick right now. And then I just wanted to start off with going over what grade level and content area my activity covers. So, my activity is for kindergartners, specifically in the content area of math, and within math, specifically addition word problems. And the cheeks that this activity hits are the student applies mathematical process standards to develop an understanding of addition and subtraction situations in order to solve problems. The student is expected to, and specifically, this activity hits on letter B, solve word problems using objects and drawings to find sums up to 10 and differences within 10. So the main lesson/activity is the students will create their own addition word problems utilizing Wixie. And what Wixie is an app where students can get templates and then they can add the animals or whatever from the bottom up, and they can type their own word problem or record their own voice saying a word problem. And that is what we're working on, is creating their own word problems. This is an example that I created on Wixie. This is actually one of their templates called Animal Park, and this is the one that I have planned for students to use. They can click on the animal, and when you click on the animal, it multiplies, and you can put it on there, and then they can create the word problem like that and show their work and their idea. So this is going over the ISTE standards. So the first one is learner. And for learner, I will set learning goals. And then the students will benefit from setting goals, from the set goals, as well as they may set their own goals. For leader, I will advocate for equitable access and use of educational technology for the needs of all students. And the students will benefit from the access to technology based on their needs. For citizen, I will establish a learning environment that creates curiosity and examination of online resources. The students will be eager to learn and be able to examine resources. For collaborator, I will collaborate with other kindergarten teachers to find the best technology and app to utilize for the activity. And the students will benefit from collaboration by being able to use the best technology and application available. And I read a lot of reviews about Wixie before I chose Wixie before creating this activity. And a lot of people really like Wixie. Designer, I will design learning activities that use digital tools to maximize student learning. And students will benefit from maximizing learning and better understand the subject. Facilitator, I will model and nurture creativity. And students will be able to express their creativities and problem solve in creative ways. For analyst, I will provide alternate ways for students to show their understanding, and students will benefit from the ability to show their comprehension in multiple ways. For mastery check, the activity itself is actually a mastery check in and of itself. So they're taking what they have learned about addition word problems, and they're creating their own word problem. They're going to utilize Wixie, and specifically the Animal Park template, and then they will type in their word problem or record their word problem, because that's a really cool feature of Wixie. They can record their voices, and then they will use the animals to show their word problem. And that is mastery check in of itself of how do they understand addition word problems. As for SMR, I believe the best one is substitution because the technology is not needed, but it does provide more options for the kids and it makes it more fun. Because it allows them to use things like alligators or gazelles, or I think there's even a template on Wixie for like polar bears and stuff like that. But you do not need the technology to do it. So I believe substitution is the best use, best one for this. For Bloom's taxonomy for the higher order of thinking, the activity utilizes the understand, apply, and create portions of Bloom's taxonomy because the students must understand word problems and how they work in order to complete the activity. And then the activity itself is the students applying what they have learned. And then the students are creating their own word problems and their own little like animal park thing. So they are also creating. The technology needed are their Chromebooks, which the students have been provided with. And this is how the students will access the application Wixie. And they will also use Wixie, which is an website or application that allows students to create all sorts of different scenarios and also offers a recording feature for the students to use. So in case of technology failure, I will give students papers with animals on them, scissors, glue, blank piece of paper, and a pencil. Students will then cut out the animals and create an addition word problem by gluing some of the animals to the paper and writing the word problem above it. So it's the same thing. It's just instead of using their Chromebooks to do it, they're going to be cutting it out and gluing it by hand. For differentiation, one of the reasons I chose Wixie is because for special needs and English learners, Wixie has the feature of recording their voices. So for those that struggle with writing and spelling, they can record their word problem instead of having to write it down and spell it. If that's something they need to utilize, then that is what they can do. For gifted students, they can create addition word problems with sums greater than 10 but less than 20. So that gives them a challenge because it's a little more than what is expected in kindergarten. So that allows them to stretch out their brains and get the same effect as the other students do. So formative assessment will be used as the students are applying what they have learned about addition word problems by creating their own. So I'm not really, this is not really like a test or anything like that. It's kind of just a fun way to see where they are and if they fully understand the addition word problems. And it allows them to ask questions if they still have questions about it. Like if they're not understanding how to create a word problem or they're not understanding the word problems in general, then that gives them an opportunity to ask questions. These are my sources. I used the ISTE standards. Tech for Learning is the creator of Wixie. And I got the TEKS from Texas Education Agency. Thank you for your time.